Hello and welcome to EDTE 2000. I'm sorry we won't be meeting face to face, but this will give you a good idea of what this course is going to be about. So my name is Dr. Mindy Rutherford. Mayer is my maiden name, which is why my email is mayorm@ohio.edu. So I'm going to give you the basic rundown on the course and how you're going to get graded and everything you need to know. It is helpful to have a copy of the syllabus, either a hard copy in front of you, or you can follow along through the slides. But first, to introduce myself, I am one of the few people in the College of Education whose degree is actually in psychology. And that's kind of perfect because this is a psychology course. So all of my background through education has been studying child development, lifespan human development, and then when I started working, my focus was on how to connect that to help teachers be better teachers. I worked for a long time in administration. I was a dean of a small college. I was a director of assessment, a director of curriculum, and now here I am. I do have a daughter, Sarah, who from time to time, if it's relevant to what we're talking about, might come up in examples. I also have a lot of pets. In fact, that is the reason why we're not able to meet on our first day. One of my pets is extremely sick and does need to go to the vet. So, again, I apologize for that, but I'll be seeing everybody on Wednesday. So, syllabus. Let's jump into it. This is what my syllabus looks like. Again, if you have a copy handy, that's great. If not, I will be showing it up on the screen. On the right side of the front page gives you some basic information about me. So our class is scheduled on the OU schedule for Monday, Wednesday. However, it is technically a Monday, Wednesday, Friday course. OU offers two types of daytime classes for a 3-credit hour course. Tuesday, Thursday, and they meet for about an hour and 25 minutes. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and they meet for 55 minutes. Our Friday class is always online, so it's not listed on the schedule. Our Friday class is always online to help you with your field placements. So what else about that? We'll talk more about face-to-face versus online classes in a bit. You'll also notice on the bottom corner of the screenshot there from the syllabus, my office hours are Monday and or Wednesday whenever we have face-to-face class from 1 to 2. So on the days that I teach, I'll be there pretty much all day. So you'll probably catch me in the classroom more easily than my office. So you can see we do have a variety of things we'll be covering in this course. It is a tag course, which means it is transferable. We're going to be covering really all the basics of child development for the school age years, and then the basics of educational psychology. So in general, we're going to be looking at major theories of human development, major theories of learning, and then tying that into how can we use that to improve our teaching. Page 2 of the syllabus. This is what it looks like in general. Let's go through the individual bits. Course format. So I've already said our course format is going to be a little bit different. It's technically a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class. Fridays are always online. Monday and Wednesdays will usually be face-to-face, but there will be some times that we do an online format for those classes. Very seldom, if at all, will we ever do a synchronous meeting where we all hop on Zoom or we all hop on MS Teams. More likely, an online class for us is going to be asynchronous, meaning you can do it at your own pace. You'll be doing it through watching a series of YouTube videos I've created to make it feel like you're actually in the class, and then completing some guided notes connected to that. So again, Mondays and Wednesdays, we try to meet face-to-face as often as possible. How will you know? I will post it on our course calendar ahead of time, and every week I will send you an announcement to help recap what we're going to be doing that week to make sure we know. What about those Fridays? Every Friday is online. Well, what does that mean? Well, for those online days, you will be watching, like I said, one of my multimedia videos I've created, completing guided notes, And then for that content, you'll either be taking you will be definitely taking a quiz for an assessment, and you might also have a homework in conjunction with it. All of the videos will be linked on Canvas, and I'll be showing those to you in class on Wednesday. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch the videos from there. This is what my YouTube channel looks like. And like I said, I'll show you on Wednesday, there are multiple ways that you can find where our videos are going to be. I mentioned guided notes. Taking notes is an important part of this class. I've created guided notes because research says the best way to learn is by taking that information and writing it down to make it your own. However, I don't want you to be killing your hands writing all these notes all the time. That's why I've created the guided notes. So you'll end up with a full set of notes, and you can just fill in those keywords, right? Now, if any of you don't like the guided notes and you just want to do the notes all by yourself, that's fine. If you use some form of AI to record things in class and turn that into notes, that's fine too. But do know that I will have the guided notes available. Accommodations. If you have any sort of accommodations where you need extra assistance from me to succeed in the course, just let me know and I'll do whatever I can to assist. When it comes to technology needs for the course, well, it's pretty basic except for live text. Now, many of you will already have live text due to the programs that you're in. If you don't have it yet, here's what you need to know. All teacher candidates need live text. And you also need what's called the Field Experience Edition or the Field Experience Module. If you don't have that part, don't worry. It's like less than $30 to add that one on. But that is required for them to keep track of your field placements. Your license lasts for 5 years, so it will cover you the entire time that you're in the College of Education. It will be used to track and record your field placements. It's usually under $140. Let's take a look at how we do that. So, you can see here on the website, you can simply go to the live text site, and you're going to click on that you want to get a membership and fill out your information from there. And again, do look for that field experience version. The textbook for this course will be an e-text. Now, I do have a link in our syllabus. I also have a link on the Canvas website. And there's a picture of, you can see what it's going to look like. I do want to point out the book for this course is not required. It is optional. I believe that if you feel like you tend to learn well from listening and taking your notes, and that tends to suffice, you may not need the book. But if you do struggle with tests, or if you do like additional information, it is a great book, and it is a reasonable price by being an ebook. We will also use the GroupMe app to help stay in touch. You can use this QR code below. You can use the link in the syllabus. If you pull up the syllabus online, you can click on the link, join GroupMe. In fact, this will be your first homework assignment for the course. Join GroupMe, and then you're going to be part of receiving my weekly reminders, and you'll be less likely to miss any quizzes or assignments if you're on the GroupMe app. Also on this page of the syllabus, I want to refer to the left-hand column, intellectual copyright. Do know that you're not to use my videos or PowerPoints for other presentations. If I have presented something that you're interested in using, just please talk with me. And I will be using Canvas for this course. I am new to using this format, but we will be slowly uploading all of our course information on there. So if you don't mind, turn to page 3 of your syllabus. Or again, you can just follow along here with me. This is going to be the grading and course requirements portion of the syllabus. So do know that grades are determined by number of points earned. I provide percentages as a general guideline on the syllabus, but I don't use weighted distribution when calculating grades. I use total points. So for homeworks, about 20% of your grade will come from homeworks. We will have almost one homework a week. They might be homeworks, they might be short papers, they could be connected to issues online or things that we've done in class. I do accept late homeworks, but there is a 20% point deduction That's only fair for all the students who get their homework turned in on time. Quizzes are approximately 30% of your grade. We will have quizzes for every module of content we cover in the course. So that means that some Sundays you might have up to 3 quizzes. One of the best things about quizzes is it does help you stay on top of your work throughout the semester, and it also provides a nice checkpoint for you to see whether or not you've learned the material, and for me to make sure that everyone has also learned what I thought I was teaching them that week, or to let me know whether or not we need to go back and cover something again. All the quizzes will be posted on Canvas. They will be timed for 15 minutes unless you have extended testing time and provide me with your accommodation paperwork. Unlike the homework, there are no makeups for quizzes. Because they are all posted ahead of time, you will receive at least 2 electronic reminders from me for each quiz, as well as face-to-face reminders. They're all due by Sunday at 11 p.m., so again, no makeups for quizzes, but I will drop one of quiz at the end of the semester. Tests. About 30% of your grade will come from exams. We will have 3 exams, and you can't miss an exam without some sort of a documented excuse. When it comes to exams, I'm still deciding whether we're going to be doing face-to-face or online exams. If they are online, I do like for you to know that we will be using very large random pools of questions. This way, no 2 students will have the same exam. And you will also be timed. You'll have, 1.5 minutes per question, which is the standard rule of thumb that gives you enough time to answer the questions you know, and only look up the ones that you're not certain of. But again, I am considering going back to face-to-face exams this semester, and we will discuss that later in the course. What else? For the exam, if it is online, you'll have at least a 48-hour window in which you can take it. Regardless of format, exams are always 50 questions, multiple choice, and always I stick with the 1 hour and 15-minute time frame. You will get a review sheet approximately 1 week before each exam, and typically some practice questions. 15% of your grade will come from a group project. We won't start talking about this until weeks 4 or 5, but do know that you'll be put in a group of students who have a similar major, and at the very end of the semester, you're going to be teaching us a lesson. And finally, 5% of your grade comes from class participation. So every class period I'll be taking attendance, and as long as you are both in class and participating and paying attention to what we're doing, you will get those participation points. Let's see, when it comes to grading, one of the last issues is extra credit. I do every once in a while offer extra credit throughout the semester. When I do so, please take me up on that opportunity because they don't come around very often. Maybe twice a semester. This is our grading plan. You can see that 92 to 94 is an A-, 95 and up is an A. That is fairly standard for the College of Education. When it comes to final grades, I do round. So if you are a 91.5, that will get rounded up to a 92, but a 91.4 does not. And if you get below a 75%, you will have to retake the course. Page 4 of the syllabus. Academic integrity. Of course, cheating of any kind will not be acceptable for this course. It's a problem I've not had to deal with much for this due to the way that the course is formatted along with the assessments, but I do want to make sure that I state that ahead of time. I think it's obvious to see that for grades to be meaningful, everyone has to do their own work, and I do expect you to work individually, not collaboratively, on your quizzes and exams. And to assist with that, as I've said before, the majority of our assessments will come from randomized pools, meaning that no two students should get the same assessments. All right, let's move on to attendance. This is a new attendance policy I'm going to be piloting this semester. So yes, attendance will be taken each course. If you arrive late, it is your responsibility to make sure that your attendance gets counted. Each student is permitted to have 3 absences for our face-to-face classes. Use these absences wisely. These count for if you're sick, if you're having a mental health day, if you're going to your field placement, right? Now, if you miss class more than 4 times, then on your professional disposition report, you will get a mark in regards to punctuality and preparedness. Now, here's an important one. To reduce emails, you do not need to email me to let me know that you are not going to be in class. I have approximately 200 students per semester, and so my email gets really clogged up when I start getting messages from every student who misses. This is why instead we're going to try this situation out where each student gets 3 misses to use wisely, to use prudently. The exception is, if you have a serious or an extended illness or medical condition, let's say you break your leg and you're going to be unable to walk to get to class. Let's say you've come down with a severe form of COVID that prevents you from coming. Please reach out as soon as you know what's going on. Let me know what's happening, and we will come up with a slightly improved attendance policy to fit your situation. I mentioned the professional dispositions earlier. We will talk about that this week or next week when we go into professional dispositions. This is a form that I fill out for each student in the 2000 block regarding your professional behavior. And it looks at things like attendance, responsibility, how you worked in the field, communication. And so again, if you display any sort of unprofessional behavior in class or in the field, it will get documented in the dispositions report that stays on live text. It is an internal document. It is not seen by other colleges if you transfer or field experience mentor teachers. It is simply for the College of Education faculty and staff and to help with advising. Also in the syllabus, I have some end of semester information. Some of this we've already gone over, such as no makeups for quizzes, final grades being rounded, and so on. But let's jump to the course calendar. Keep in mind the course calendar could change due to weather or illness, but here's where we are. I have the first unit down in terms of all of our dates and information, and you can see in the left on the column with the dates, I indicate whether the course is online or face-to-face. The middle column for topics talks about what we're going to be covering that day, and on the far right you have assessments that will be due. All assessments are due Sunday by 11 p.m. That way you have one due date every week for my class. So if you feel this way and you're still not sure what's going on, remember, I will have 2 means of communication every week. You'll get one announcement on Canvas and you'll get one announcement through GroupMe to let you know what's going on for the week and what is due by Sunday. In terms of those online classes, don't worry about them yet. We're going to go over them in class on Wednesday, and I'll make sure that you are prepared and you know how to do that. So again, what are we doing? Monday's class, typically face-to-face. Wednesday's class, typically face-to-face. Fridays is always online. And all the content will have a quiz, and there's typically one homework, and all of that is due by Sunday at 11 p.m. The videos for the week will all be posted by Monday morning. So every Monday morning, fresh start, brand new week. Use that syllabus calendar as well as my reminders to help keep track of things. And if you want a close-up view, if you're just using the screen for going through the syllabus right now, here's what we're doing right now. So you can see today, for Monday, orientation to the class. We're going to save our orientation for 2020 until week 2. You can see Wednesday, we're going to go over the principles of Ed Psych and what does it mean to be an effective teacher. Friday's online class will be about research. And you'll see you're going to have 3 quizzes this week. Syllabus quiz, the Principles of Ed Psych quiz, and the research quiz. And your only homework, easy week, your only homework is to join GroupMe. So again, here's a QR code. GroupMe will be an important way to help keep track of reminders and make sure you don't miss any deadlines. And that's it. So thank you all very much, and I'll be seeing you on Wednesday.